La comunidad.
Powered by the Lozada team.
And I'm Cristina Lozada, your trustworthy realtor. If you need to buy or sell, you can always count with the professionals of Lozada team.
And Security National Mortgage, we're here for the Lozada team for your purchase and refinance needs.
So join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. It's the Chips and Salsa Show, powered by the Lozada team. It's La Voz
de la comunidad.
When you hear the Wayne Allen Root Show.
For once, Reuters done some actual journalism on Hunter Biden. Hunter never actually worked in Ukraine, but he worked for Burisma, making $50,000 a month.
Then you are home. The Valley's news talk and podcasts. Talk Central, Phoenix.
And now, back to more of the Chips and Salsa Show.
Which of the Latin countries are you from? The one with the Civil War, the one with the cocaine, or the one with the fancy hats?
And we are back with the Chips and Salsa Show. I am Alice Lara, aquí con
Don Jorge.
We've got a wonderful, wonderful guest who's busy autographing her book right now. We've had her on before. She's one of our favorites. Chipster, business owner, author, wonderful fellow Republican Latina friend of mine. Did I miss anything else, George? We just love her. Hilda Villaverde. Welcome back to the Chips and Salsa Show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Glad to be here.
Okay, so we talked over the break, and since George and I kind of started talking a little bit of politics, what we're going to do is still delve into the politics, and then we come back to the next segment. Then we'll talk about her wonderful new book. It's like the number 2 book, Dear Son, Dear Mom. Last time we had you on, we were talking about your number 1 book.
Yes,
book.
the little one. The first one, my son and I wrote the first book, Dear Son, Dear Mom, Thoughts I Wanted You to Feel. And I gave an overview of a story of my son and I growing up. And it's a long story. I was told I would never have children. I had cancer when I was 19 years old, cervical cancer. And I had radiation treatments. And I had just had a radiation series of them. 3 months later, I found out I was pregnant, and the doctors wanted me to have an abortion.
Yeah, everybody was telling you to get an abortion.
Everyone told me to have an abortion.
So what we'll do is when we come back the next segment, we'll totally devote it to her book, so you don't want to miss that. Really good. I mean, George read the book, so it's going to be a great segment. Yeah. But let's continue on a little bit with, you said it so well during the break, because it's really even hard to call the man who is occupying the White House by his title. But you just put it in such great words, Hilda, because, we're trying to come out of this funk. We really are.
We are absolutely trying to come out of the funk of the COVID, which I own a small business in Scottsdale. I've been a hairdresser for 50 years, and I own a hair salon for 25 years. So I'm a small business, and we have hundreds of people that come through our salon, and I have other hairdressers, stylists working there for me. The funk was absolutely felt in every way, financially, emotionally, mentally, by all of us. And then to finish the year, to start the year with, I'm going to call him Joe in the White House.
Jose. You need to come up with a name.
And that energy, what we really needed to have was that high energy, the excitement, the positive. We're going to make it, because the one thing that we just can't forget is that we are strong. We are strong, and we are powerful, and we love this country, and that we needed somebody to come in and say, we're in it together. And when he said at his inauguration, which I did not watch, but I heard everybody, love, 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 unity, unity, right? Yeah. And none of that. And then you go and you sign 24 mandates against what has really buoyed us up for the last 4 years for small business owners, Latinas, conservatives, mothers, whatever it is that I'm trying to even acknowledge here, being all of those things. Then to have somebody just kind of again take us down, that has been the most painful thing for us owning a small business, and again going against everything that really helps small businesses. So I'm here like everyone else. I'm hurting and I'm angry and I'm really praying. And this morning in my prayer time, I just said, I just need to change that around. I want to take that anger, because all of the emotions we have are from fear.
Yeah.
I mean, they all come from fear or love.
True.
Okay, the only two emotions we have, fear or love. And so I need to really pay attention to that anger that I recognize it as fear. And what is my biggest fear? My biggest fear is always failure. as a business owner, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a woman from this beautiful country, I don't want to fail. I don't want us to fail. And that's where I'm coming from. And this man doesn't give me hope. But with that said, I can't rely on him to give me hope. I can't rely on Nancy Pelosi to do something positive. I can't wait for Nancy to wake up. I can't, or Kamala Harris, she's going to jump in because Joe's going out. I can't wait for that. So what is it that I can do besides, George, being on my knees and praying and asking God to...
Which we all can do, and we encourage that.
And we encourage that. Yes. But what can we do, Alice? And you
tell us, Hilda, because we want answers. We're looking for it.
I think that we need to get involved. Quite honestly.
Engage.
Really get engaged. I think that's it. What is it that I can do now at this time in my life? I'm 70 years old now. I have a lot of energy. I'm wiser than I've ever been before.
You get wiser.
Oh, I like that. Wiser than I've ever been before.
Wiser than I've ever been before. And I think if you're listening to this, if you're watching this today, you have more information than you've ever had before. The COVID has really given us a lot of time for us to look at our lives. Where can I improve? And we can, honestly, all of us know that we can improve in those conservative values. More than ever, I want to stand for those unborn babies.
And they're reversing all the stuff that from Planned Parenthood. They're refunding Planned Parenthood, and they're allowing abortions. It's just they're undoing everything that our president did, and that's so sad because they're going to kill more babies as a result of this.
So let me say this about that. Okay, and so who is it? Is that a political? Do more Democrats have abortions than Republicans? I don't know. I don't know what the stats are, but we can take responsibility ourselves for making sure that we educate our children, we educate our daughters, we educate our sons, and to be responsible so that you don't end up having to make a decision like that we don't really support. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, we got to continue. You were going to mention what's her name, Brady, today?
Yes, we have. It's a good segue. Thank you, George. So Nancy Brady, our other chipster friend with 40 Days for Life, they're starting that up again. You're familiar with that movement, 40 Days for Life? Mm-hmm. What that is, and you don't have to be Catholic to do it, but it's a group and starting around the Lenten, right, around Lent, and they go and they're in front of abortion clinics and they pray. They simply pray. They pray the rosary, and they're
she's been
very, very. She has,
beautiful.
And I've gone to one of their protests. They're not really protests. They're really
silent protests.
They're like vigils almost. Yeah. And what they have accomplished is the women are walking in sometimes, and they simply talk to them. It's nothing forceful. It's so peaceful. I've seen them out there with the opposition, and they have wonderful engagement, as you say. And we'll tell you where you can go if you'd like to sign up and go. And anybody's welcome. And the energy there is great. They've saved so many babies. Actually, are responsible for shutting down an abortion clinic here. Okay, we got 1 minute.
And they're having something coming up.
Yes. I'll get that information, and then I'll bring.
And so that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Where can I get engaged so that we're not fighting, but we are? What is the word I want here? We'll come back with it. We'll think of the word.
Yes.
Fighting is even, you almost can't use that word. It's just like, staying active and being a force for good instead of evil.
We're focusing.
Because we're fighting
focusing on the
evil.
Good instead of fighting against something. We're focusing. Maybe that's
We're going to keep working on that, and that's why you should keep listening to the Chips and Salsa Show. All right, we're going to come back with another segment, talk a little bit more about this, and also about Hilda's newest book. Phenomenal woman. I mean, we want her to have a show here because that's how good she is. She's awesome.
How nice.
So I'm Alice Lara with
Don Jorge,
and our wonderful guest, Hilda Villaverde, author, business owner, and wonderful friend of the Chips and Salsa Show. So don't go away. We'll be right back to guac on some more.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around